Yeah, I think one of the things that we'd learned by the time we got to the fusion projects is that some people require more staffing, and that's, you know, it's safer if you've got a one-to-one or if you've got extra support. Is that with the other groups, like the Waddy Loves group, is that you might be able to take a 4 or 5 group of people out with 2 members of staff. But if people are becoming more, you know, if people have got more difficult behaviour, then, you know, sometimes you need more staff, and therefore it has to be planned. And that's the other thing about planning, that you know where the toilets are, that you know where, you know, services are more larger areas, so therefore people are safe. A lot of it's about the planning and making sure, and that nowhere by that point, nowhere without limits. It's just a matter of well planned services, really, rather than just thinking today, what should we do today? Oh, we're just going to do this, and it didn't work, so therefore people don't go again. And that's what, you know, used to happen, is that people displayed challenging behaviour, and there was an incident out in the middle of Bradford, is that then people would say, oh, well, we can't take so and so out again, so therefore. But I think, you know, by this point we'd realise that people are more staff intensive.
Okay, so, and you said also that it was a lot more staff intensive when dealing with challenging people. So, like, what were the levels of staff numbers, the typical levels, and did it tend to vary also on how much challenging each individual was?
I think by that point it became to us out looking at the individuals, and so looking at how much, you know, who we got here today, how many people, how many members of staff should you have. I can't remember the staffing levels because I can't remember the numbers of people that were at the centre. But I know that, you know, when we were planning things like going out and about, is that people had to have a one-to-one. So therefore, that's what we used to plan for.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when at the Carlisle Business Centre, or the project, the Trinity project as it was, when they started doing a lot of activities where they were producing products like paper mache things, or mirrors or frames or things, and we started going to the gala at Manningham Park and taking people with us and about selling their products, so that people became understanding about, you're not just sat at a table making a vase, the end product is that somebody's going to buy it, so that people understand that, you know, that you're doing what you're doing for a reason rather than just a therapy. And you know, and it's nothing more exciting than somebody coming along and choosing something that you've made. You know, I mean, that's a good thing. But and the money was ploughed back into buying more things. People didn't get the money for it, but, you know, if there was once an art exhibition at Cartwright Hall, and one lady I knew, one of her paintings sold for £25, and she got the £25. And, you know, and that's of, you know, it was almost about recognising that, you know, people like what you do, so therefore people are willing to pay for it.
Okay, so you said also, so at the Carlisle Business Centre, as well as the access, you said that there were also arts and crafts and workshops, making things. So could you tell us more about them, what they aim for, what type of things were made, how they worked?
They did some things with paper mache, which I'm not very arty, so I didn't understand it, but some of the staff that worked there at the time were very creative, and they made vases and things out of paper mache. So it's like you make a cardboard silhouette of what you want it to be, and then people put paper mache on it, and then they paint it according to whatever, if someone's requested it, because some people did come in and they were bespoke items. People said, I want that vase, but I want it in a different colour. I've got a mirror at home which I wanted in a certain colour, so they did it in a certain colour for me. So they did a lot of frames for pictures. People would bring items in that they wanted framing, so they would be framing those pictures, or they made frames and put mirrors in them, or we found pictures and put pictures in. Those are the things that we sold. They did things like bookmarks. They did things like little fruit bowls made out of paper mache, and then painted them whatever colour people requested. And the thing is, with that kind of activity, is that people with very different levels of ability can get involved. So, you know, from stripping up pieces of newspaper into small pieces, to pasting it on, to cutting off the edges or cutting out the shapes that you need. So therefore, it's one person wouldn't probably make the whole item, is that it would be a group of people that would make, all with different abilities that could all contribute, all could do their bit. And then the painting, you know, and then the more fine artwork, some people were very good at that. So it became like a joint effort, really. So lots of people would have made. And we still, at Waddy Loves, we still have pieces of the artwork up. And we've got one of the big vases up and everything. And every time I look at it, I think, I remember where that came from. I remember how it started. It's quite fascinating, really. And it's when we sold the things at the gala at the Manningham Park, people were coming up and saying, "Are you sure? Why are you selling it for so cheap?" Because to them, what we were selling it were, we only wanted to cover our costs. We didn't really realise the market value. But people 3 or 4 stalls on were selling similar things for a lot more money. But we hadn't realised the commercial value of it because we weren't commercially led. We didn't really understand business, really. It was, we were looking at a meaningful activity for people to do and get something from it. And it's still the Carlisle Business Centres that was set up was called Carlisle Crafts, and that's still running at Carlisle Business Centre now. No, sorry, it's moved from Carlisle Business Centre to Melville. It's moved to somewhere else now. So they're still making similar things, but in another place.